Good morning, Year 3. Welcome to this week's maths. This week we are going to be talking about mass. We're going to measure mass in kilograms, compare masses in kilograms, measure mass in grams and compare masses in grams, and we're going to solve some mass word problems. So today we are going to learn to measure mass in kilograms. Now, what is mass? We use this term when we're measuring the amount of an object, comparing how heavy or light objects are. We use units of measurement, and this week, as I said, we're going to be measuring and comparing mass in kilograms and grams. Now, if we were in class, you know we would have lots of concrete resources to help our understanding. We would use measuring scales and objects with different masses. So what I'd like you to do in a second is to pause the video and ask your grown-up if you have any measuring scales. Can you find some things to measure? If you have a bag of sugar or flour or rice that has some measurements already on the side, that would be really helpful. And if you've got one that's 1 kilogram, even more. Now look for some other objects that you can weigh and compare to the bags of sugar or flour or anything else that you have. Now, I know not everybody has managed to get their hands on any flour or sugar lately. If you don't have any of these items and if you don't have a measuring scale, don't worry about it. We're going to look at some pictorial representations and I can show you what 1 kilogram looks like on a weighing scale here. So pause the video, go off and see if you can find some things and then come back to me in a minute. So here I have a 1 kilogram bag of flour. You can see it's written on the side there, 1 kilogram. And when I put it onto the measuring scale, the needle goes round to the 1. So we say the mass of the bag of flour is 1 kilogram. The bag of flour is as heavy as 1 kilogram. Now you'll notice we write 1 kg. We don't say 1 kg, but we abbreviate 1 kilogram. So kg stands for kilogram, and we always read it as kilogram, whether it's written as this or this, we always read it as kilogram. So here I have some pictorial representations of some weighing scales, some measuring scales even. Some people call them weighing scales, some people call them measuring scales. And I have a box of tissues on this measuring scale and a box of cereal. So we would look at the needle on the measuring scale and we'd look on the scale to see which number the needle is pointing to when the box of tissues is on the scale. Same with the box of cereal. And then we would use the words less than or more than and 1 kilogram to describe the box of tissues. So have a think. Is the box of tissues less than or more than 1 kilogram? Is the box of cereal less than or more than 1 kilogram? So, hopefully you spotted that the box of tissues is less than 1 kilogram because the needle has not gone as far round on the scale to the number 1. And the cereals rather, is more than 1 kilogram because the needle on the scale has gone past the 1 kilogram mark on the scale. Now, we can use other types of scales to measure mass. And these are balancing scales. So you can see in the picture, we have two sides of the scale. We have one bag of sugar on one side, and we have a weight that we know weighs exactly 1 kilogram on the other side. The scales are balanced. They are at an even level, so we can therefore say that the bag of sugar weighs 1 kilogram. The mass of the bag of sugar is equal to 1 kilogram. Now here we have a scale which is not balanced. What can you tell me about the bag of potatoes if the scale is not balanced? Is the bag of potatoes more than 2 kilograms, less than 2 kilograms, or equal to 2 kilograms? Have a think about that. Maybe pause the video, work it out, and then come back to me. So, the scales are not balanced. The bag of potatoes, therefore, is not equal to 2 kilograms. The bag of potatoes is lighter. If you imagine you were on a seesaw with someone who was lighter or heavier than you, perhaps your parent, you would be up in the air and your parent would be down on the ground. So we know that the bag of potatoes, just like you are lighter than your parent, would be up higher than the 2 kilograms. So we can say the mass of the bag of potatoes is less than 2 kilograms. Now I'd like you to look at this set of scales. They are balanced. So what can you tell me about the mass of the bottle of orange juice? Again, have a little think, pause the video if you need to, and then come back and we'll look at it. So we can see the scales are balanced and the mass on both sides must be equal to 3 kilograms because we have 3 1 kilogram weights on this side. So to work out the mass of the orange juice, we would need to take away the same on each side. If we take this 1 kilogram weight away, so we're only left with the orange juice, we would have to take 1 kilogram away from this side, or else the scales would no longer be balanced. And we would then be able to work out that we've got 2 1 kilogram weights left and the orange juice weighs 2 kilograms. So let's have a look at the tasks that we have today. In the first part of the task, I would like you to read the scales and write down the mass of the object. Now be careful because the scales have different markings on them. They're not all the same. The 1 kilogram marker on this set of scales is in a different place to the 1 kilogram marker on this set. So you will have to look at the scales carefully and work out what each section represents. And once you've written down the mass of the object, work out which is the heaviest and which is the lightest. You might even have some of these objects at home and you can weigh them yourself. And the second part of the task, I would like you to draw the needle on the scale to show the correct weight. So I've got the cauliflower here, which weighs 3 kilograms, and a big block of cheese, which weighs 3 kilograms. My dream. And I'd like you to to draw the needle onto the scale. And again, paying attention to the markings on these scales. And then we have a couple of problems for you to solve. I want you to calculate the mass of the bottle of water. And you can see it's balanced, but we've got weights on either side. What will you do? And then a challenge. The mass of the bananas is 1 kilogram. How can you balance the scale? As you can see, this is not a balanced scale. So it tells you that this side is not equal to this side. I want you to balance these scales and make them equal. Good luck. Have a bit of an explore if you can with any weights and weighing scales and any other objects in your house, and complete the task, and we'll go through the answers tomorrow.